Okay, so today we're going to do some review of the FOIL method of working with binomials. So if you think about what FOIL means, it is an acronym, and with FOIL we are talking about an acronym that is helping us to multiply binomials. And so the F refers to first, the O refers to outside, the I refers to inside, and the L refers to last. So let's look at an example and work on it together. So let's say we have x plus 3 times x plus 4. So when we're looking at these, the first terms are these two guys right here. So we have x times x. That is our first. It is the first term in each one of the parentheses. So when we multiply x times x, each of those is x to the first power. So that means that x times x gives us x squared. Next, we look at the outside. So the outside actually refers to the outside terms when you look at the whole thing. So this x is on the outside, this 4 is on the outside. They're kind of like the bookends of the whole thing. So when we multiply 4 times x, we get 4x. And it's all going to be positive because we have only positive signs here. So we know that it's only going to be positive. Inside refers to the numbers that are on the inside, the terms that are on the inside. So if these two are on the outside, that means that these two are on the inside. So there's an inside and there's an inside. We have 3 times x. And then finally, L refers to last. So we have the last term. We do this with 4, and this is the last term. The 3 times the 4, they are the last term in each one of the parentheses, so that would be 12. So now we've done all the multiplication, and now we need to look and see, well, what kind of combining of like terms do we need to do? So looking at the x squared, there's no other x squared listed here. Looking at this x, well, I do see that there's another x right there. So those are my two terms that are like each other, and so I'm going to combine those. And then the 12 doesn't have anything that's like it either. So, but the 4x and the 3x are like each other, and I can combine those. So I have 4x's and I have 3x's, so that means together I have 7x's. So I'm going to just carry this x squared down because it doesn't change. There's nothing we can do to change that. The 4x and the 3x combine to make 7x, and then the 12 doesn't change either. And so this is the simplification of multiplying these two binomials by each other. It ends up being this. These two add together to make the 7x, and you have the x squared and the 12. Okay, so that's basically how it works. Let's do one more example so you can get an idea of how this will work. Let's try one that is, just move this over a little bit. And this time we're going to do one that has a negative sign in it. It doesn't really change anything. We still do the same process. So first we do our first. So first times first. They're both the first term in each one of the parentheses. And again, this is x to the first power. So that's going to be an x squared. Next, we do outside. So again, I have my outside term here and my outside term here. So x times 2 gives me a 2x. And then for my inside term, that's when I'm looking at the ones that are on the inside. Remember, the outside, we were looking at like the bookends, the very outside part of the whole thing. Now for the inside, we're looking at the very inside part of the whole thing. Negative 4x, negative 4 times x gives us negative 4x. And then finally, we have our last terms. So that's the last one in this first set of parentheses and the last one in our second set of parentheses. So negative 4 times 2 gives me a negative 8. So once again, we want to look and see about our combining like terms. And once again, looking at the x squared, there's no other x squared, so I can't combine that x squared with anything. Going to our next term, we have a 2x. Well, we can combine that 2x with a negative 4x. So positive 2x and negative 4x, when we combine those together, we end up with 2 minus 4 gives me a negative 2x. And I can just bring down the other things. So my x squared is here, my minus 8 is here, and that is my final answer. So that is how you do FOIL.